do some simple self-defense techniques. These are techniques that, you know, could they happen? Of course, anything can happen, right? But at one point, some of them were like very prevalent in our society. At other times, not so much. Like now, I don't know how much, okay? So Gary's gonna grab me with his right hand, right? And he's gonna push my arm up behind my back like this. Like, I mean, he can hold me here, it makes no difference, right? And he's got me in a hammerlock. So from the back, you'll see it's like this with my arm, right? So if I just look over a second. If I come here, it's like he's got my arm like this up behind my back, right? And you'll see kids do this. So it's good to be able to teach this technique to kids. So what's hurting me? What's hurting me is he's got my arm in this awkward position. He's bending it in an uncomfortable thing. So what I want to do is I want to release that. So how am I going to release it? I'm going to take a big step forward, and I'm going to bend over and straighten out my arm. That's all I'm going to do. Okay, so he's got me. He can push it up. He's got me up on my toes. Okay, I'm just going to do that. As I do that, I'm going to seize his wrist. Now I can pivot. If I want, I can kick here. I can take him and armbar. Okay, so again, he grabs me. He's got me. All right, okay. So from here, I'm just going to take a big step forward and straighten my elbow out. And completely straighten it out, right? Could I back kick here? Of course I could. Could back kick, okay? Turn around step, joint lock. Once I'm here, could I kick again? Of course I could, all right? So nice, simple technique for the hammerlock, all right? So now if you're asking if he grabs me with the other hand, right? So grab this way, yeah. Maybe hold my arm here. So now, right, okay. It still doesn't matter. I do the same exact thing, all right? So all I do is take the big step forward and straighten out my arm. Once I'm here, I can kick, follow up, come in with my strikes, whatever I want to do. You may wind up, maybe you can grab and do joint lock. It doesn't matter, right? The main thing to understand is this initial movement, which is a big step forward and just straighten out your arm. You know, now relax. Now I can come here and catch, right? And I have them in a joint lock, all right? So very, very simple techniques. So along these lines, Gary's gonna grab both my hands. Okay, so now he's got me like this. All right, so let me turn and face the camera here, show you some simple things. So he can hold, Gary's a strong guy, he's got me, okay, I'm screwed, right? No, I'm not, all right? So all I do is I bring my elbows in to the center of my body. So, you know, for you kata fans, what is this? This is Seiyuchin, right? That's all it is. This is just me doing this move in Seiyuchin, okay? So from the side, what I do is, you know, I step forward and the elbows come in. As the elbows come in, he can't hold. Now I can come right back, strike, wrap, maybe choke, knee kick, whatever I want to do, all right? So that's that, right? Maybe I'm having a bad day. I go to do this. It doesn't work. Okay, so step forward, back kick to the knee, to the groin, to the ribs. Okay, maybe multiple back kicks. All right, so maybe he's got me. I back kick, pull this one hand out, step out. Now I do the same technique I just did against the hammerlock. I've got him down. Now I can kick, right? Take the arm, whatever I want to do. All right. Another one is, right? If he grabs, I can go backwards into him and slam into him. So if he's holding me tight, I can actually step back and hit him. And if I want, as in the 15th basic in Ishinryu, I take the edge of my butt, okay? And as I come in, I drive it right into Gary's groin, right? But Gary will tell you, when I do this one, he doesn't like the way it feels, okay? So I move into him, bounce off. Now again, I would follow up with strikes. So just a couple of simple self-defense techniques from the rear, all right, that you can try and play around with, all right, just to add more material you can train in your class, all right? Let's do a couple more. So Gary's gonna grab me in a full Nelson. So first off, the first technique I'm gonna show you, if you work on it, you should never ever get grabbed in a full Nelson. And if you do, shame on you, okay? So Gary goes to grab me in a full Nelson. I lock my elbows to the side and I drop down. So you train yourself that as soon as you feel someone's arms coming up underneath you, you sink and drop your elbows into the side. So Gary comes up really hard trying to get me into the full Nelson, and I just link. Once I'm here, I grab a finger. Gary doesn't want me to grab a finger, but I'll grab it anyway. And once I have the finger, now I have a Ubiwaza finger joint lock technique, pulling against my body. If he tries anything, I just pull it harder and break the fingers, okay? And just keep in mind, fingers break like breadsticks. Very easy, all right? So again, we'll do it from the front, okay? So Gary comes in to grab me in the full Nelson, I lock, okay? I grab fingers here, maybe here I come up and strike with the elbow, then I come around and now I pull into here. And let's just stand up, come on, this doesn't hurt that much. Come on, so we're here, right? I've got the two fingers and I pull them into me, okay? I could slide in here, choke, could come around here, possibly choke to use another controlling technique, okay? So again, from the Phil Nelson. Okay, now, and you can play around with other things too, all right? Gary comes in, goes to do the full Nelson, all right? I lock, I step behind. Now I grab behind his legs and I pick him up and I dump him right on his head. So we'll do this this way so we can see it a little bit easier. So Gary goes in to grab me in a full Nelson, I lock, okay? I step behind. Maybe I Shuto strike in the groin, grab behind the legs. Now I pick up and I just right on his head. That technique's called Sukuanage, scooping throw, all right? So, for some absurd reason, I'm walking around like this, okay? And Gary's able to grab me in an actual full Nelson. So he brings it up and he's got me. Now I take my fist, either one, back of my head, this hand pushes back. So his goal is to push me down like this, which is gonna hurt. So we stop here. Now this is not a test of strength. We're not gonna stay here to see who's stronger, right? We're gonna stomp kick, maybe bring the foot up right underneath. As we stomp kick, now we bring the elbows to the side, break. From here, strike, right? Strike, strike, wrap, maybe choke, knee kick, downward elbow strike to finish him off. Could we step behind? Yeah, you can combine whatever techniques you want to combine. Grabs me in a half Nelson. So now he's got me like this. Okay, this isn't that big a deal. I can sink my elbow a little bit. What I do is I hook my fingers, so we'll come in here, right? I hook my fingers under his arm, and now I just rotate, and now I have the joint lock, okay? So again, he's got me here, right? Maybe I elbow strike, hook here, and now I keep him right here, and now I have a joint lock right on the elbow, okay? Very simple, not too difficult, okay? So again, ultimately, you have to be able to get out of the holes. So in the beginning with your students, you start from they've got you in the hole. Eventually, the training should turn to, don't let anybody get you in one of these holes. So in my dojo, we work a lot where the one person stands and the other person comes up behind, and you don't know what attack they're going to do. So now you're allowed to react. Now, obviously, we're careful. We want to make sure we don't hurt anybody. Okay, but you don't have to let the person grab you. You react and move, right? And see how that changes the training, because believe me, it will, all right? So play around with these, and in future videos, we'll work on more different self-defense scenarios and techniques, all right? And we'll just continue moving along. All right, thanks, and see you in the next video.